Greetings to the global viewers on the platform. We say good morning to you all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. Ogba Newsstand, we welcome you all on the program this morning, the 8th of May 2025. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate all of you. We appreciate your kindness. We appreciate your support. All right, in the comment section, I have King Gary. King Gary, the Palace of the Palace. You're welcome on the program. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I also have Kim Bada Adeshino, all the way from Finland. We say good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us. All right, Augustine Efe Morning. Thank you for joining us this morning. We appreciate your presence and your contribution on the platform. Osas, good morning to you too. Thank you for joining us this morning. We're still expecting more viewers to comment in the comment section. Bayaga, we're still expecting you. All is well. Chief Udeze Jima. Okay, great. Ordinary Taiwo. You are welcome on the program. Mrs. Noma and Ben Osadie. We appreciate all of you. All right, today's edition of the program, we have the Leadership newspaper and the Vanguard newspaper. On VDM, at last, he has regained freedom. VDM, that's Verydarkman, has regained freedom. He's out of the custody of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. And his fans are jubilating. They are happy that VDM is back home. All right, on the front page of this paper, we have it here written. Verydarkman, that's on page 7. Verydarkman regains freedom after 5 days in EFCC detention. Verydarkman regains freedom after 5 days in EFCC detention. Defections, one party state will lead to anarchy. Who is saying this? This is an ex-president of the nation, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. One party state will lead to anarchy, says former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. But under the watch or the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, are we heading towards one party state? This is what we need to know. Some people say we are not heading towards that. Why? Some are of the opinion that with the mass defection we are witnessing in the country, it seems we are heading towards one party state. Governor Alia alleges plot to destabilize Benue, remove him from office. This is on page 13 of the Vanguard newspaper. This is as a result of the incessant killing and destructions of properties in the state. Governor Alia alleges plots to destabilize Benue, remove him from office. On to the next one, page 5 of the Vanguard newspaper. Terrorists, superior weapons. Federal government faults reps differs with Senate over security summit. Federal government faults reps differs with Senate over security summit. Equip local volunteers to confront Boko Haram. Senator Ali Indume tells federal government military. Now down the paper, what do we have? Silence as a silent killer. How stigma hampers mental health struggle. Mental health struggle. How stigma hampers mental health struggles. You can go to page 14 to see this as well as page 15. So you can see this on pages 14 and pages 14 and 15. Labour Party moves against Abure, sets up disciplinary panel as Abure's faction suspends OT Kingigbe orders. This is on page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. Let's move to the leadership newspaper this Thursday morning. The leadership newspaper. What was the leadership saying at this 10 this morning? What was it telling us? Take terrorists off front pages. Federal government begs media for those who are bent on using terrorism related stories on front pages of their papers or platforms. The federal government has said it that please stop it. Take terrorists off front pages of your platforms. Labour Party factions return to the trenches. Labour Party factions return to the trenches. That is on page 4 of the leadership newspaper. Now to another one. Court admits evidence against Nnamdi Kanu. We can go to page 14 to see this. It seems it's more trouble for Nnamdi Kanu on this ongoing case. And we need to read out what we have here. I have a report from the Daily Post newspaper, which I'll be reading for people to understand what is going on. Court admits evidence against Nnamdi Kanu. Yeah. All right. To the story concerning this, according to a report by Daily Post, yeah, a recent court hearing in the trial of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB revealed shocking details. According to a prosecution witness, Kanu had allegedly placed a 100 million naira bounty on the head of Yesom Wike, as the former River State governor, who happens to be the FCT minister. Kanu purportedly stated 100 million naira for anyone, I repeat, for anyone who can take Wike down, dead or alive. Wike is 100 million. If you give the person 100 million naira, this happened that's in 2020, yeah, 2020 during a live broadcast. Let me move on with what I'm reading. I will pay cash. Take down Wike, I will pay you cash. This is what Nnamdi Kanu said in that video. The witness claimed that Kanu's broadcast contained inflammatory rhetoric, including calls to target Wike and President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Of course, in 2020, Tinubu wasn't the president. He has not become president in 2020. The prosecution presented evidence of this broadcast, which were said to have been made in 2020. Yeah, the court heard that Kanu had urged his followers to take violent action against security personnel and destroy property belonging to Tinubu. The trial is ongoing, with the prosecution presenting further evidence to support their case against Kanu. The allegations against Kanu are severe, and the court's decision will have significant implications for the IPOB leader and his followers. The case highlights the complexities of freedom of speech and the limits of political expression. Kanu's statements have been closely scrutinized, and the outcome of the trial will be closely watched. Wow. 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 For those that are saying Kanu has not committed any offense. This is what we have here. This is the report we have. But we're going to be discussing it this morning. Did he just say it out of anger, or what? This was a live broadcast made by Nnamdi Kanu, which has been uh, testified against at the court. Now, the question is, should Kanu, as alleged bounty offer to Wike, be treated as a terrorist threat, or just a political speech? And don't you think he has taken it too far, or it took it too far as of then? Don't you think Kanu took it too far? Of course, Kanu was usually uh, making live broadcasts. Yeah, he was so consistent with that. Okay, which I'll be looking at this morning. I have gentleman Mike with me this morning. Gentleman Mike, welcome on the program. Thank you so much for joining me.
Good morning, Declan Michael. Thanks for having me. Greetings to our esteemed viewers across the globe.
All right, greetings to our esteemed viewers across the globe. You heard what I read now about Nnamdi Kanu. I said he did take this issue too far at that point in time. That was the time he said he should burn the president's property. Of course, Tinubu wasn't president as of that time. That was 2020, and this should be as a result of what happened at Lekki Toll Gate. Now, I'm not making a mistake. Yeah, don't you think he went too far?
Thank you. First, we must tread very cautiously by virtue of the fact that this particular matter is before a court of competent jurisdiction. So we must tread very cautiously in the debate so that we don't it doesn't become a prejudice to what is already before a court. But as it were, Nnamdi Kanu is already having his days in court. Evidences are being presented before the courts. The one you talked about it became admissible. That means it was received by the courts. So it's an ongoing trial. Let's see how it pans out. That's the only way I want to address it. It's ongoing, and we are following it very closely.
It's ongoing, and we are following very close. Don't you think Kanu was too careless with his speeches? Then?
See, only a court of jurisdiction can make that pronouncement. That's why I say we have to tread cautious. On my part, that's the way I want to handle it. There are statements that will be wrong for me to make on this platform because it's an ongoing case. It's before a court, and we must be careful as to what we declare. It's only a court of competent jurisdiction that can make certain pronouncement. The government that is trying him now is not. You cannot be a judge in your own case. Yours is to present the matter. For the fact that an evidence became admissible, doesn't translate into conviction or anything. So it's an ongoing case, and we are watching it very closely.
But is the judiciary independent enough to deliver a fair verdict on this?
That is left for us to see. We are all here together. If what comes out of the judiciary it seems to be biased. The country will see it, everybody will see it. We will talk about it as at that point in time, but we cannot preempt what they are likely to come up with at this time.
All right, some people are already preempting. If you cannot preempt,
of course, everybody has every right to so do.
All right. At last, he regains freedom. Talking about Verydarkman. His fans are jubilating. Are you one of his fans?
Of course, I followed him very closely. I believe in most of the things he talks about. We may differ on certain grounds, but generally, I believe in what he's driving as a person. I salute his courage most of the time. The level of impact that young man has made is commendable. an individual that has done even what some local government chairman has not done, in spite of the millions and billions that are run within their system and all of that. So he's an activist. He's using his platform to drive change, to promote good governance, to talk about how things should be. And to a very large extent, he talks based on fact, based on available fact. He talks based on reliable fact that is at his disposal. So for such a person, I share in his ideology. I believe in what he's doing, and I was excited when I heard that it was released yesterday. I think towards evening or thereabouts, when the judge on June and Shore posted that they now have him, he's been released and all of that. So for me, EFCC just wasted people's time, and up to now, I think you are the one telling me that he's likely to have been charged to court. I've not seen the charge sheets and all of that. These are information that ought to have been in public domain even before now, so that we know, okay, these are the things he's being charged for, not to arrest somebody and now be trying to say you are tidying up the evidences and all. It's wrong. Get all your facts, get all your evidences, then pick up the person and let the person have his days in court. That's the standard practice in criminal crimes.
But was his arrest truly about the crime he committed, or a way of just silencing him?
We don't even know. I mean, that's the confusion now. We are not even sure why he was arrested. Initially, we were hearing that some people wrote petitions and all of that. Later, they just said the EFCC told him there was no petition. You know, that back and forth became very confusing at some point. We don't even know. Up to now, I don't even know what he has been charged for, and I look forward to that when he eventually charged to court.
Would you advise him to keep quiet about societal issues?
See, the right to express your view, your opinion is fundamental. It's not, you don't need anybody's opinion, you don't need anybody's approval to do that, as long as it is done within the framework of the law. That is your own responsibility to ensure that whatever expression you give is within the framework of the law. And so even in the military days, people were speaking in this country. In the dark days of the military in this country, there are people that are speaking. So they cannot take that right from any Nigerian, including the very dark man. So he should continue to do his job according to the law.
According to the law, let's quickly look at what the federal government has said about the platforms, media platforms, putting or placing terrorists off on their front pages. I said it here that take terrorists off front pages. Federal government begs media. This is on page 7 of the leadership newspaper. Should that be the reason why we are having these people waxing stronger on a daily basis, or what?
I don't even understand what
contributing
I don't even understand
the
what
violence in the country.
I don't even understand what federal government meant by it, taking off terrorists off your
front pages. Yeah.
You mean
are they trying to silence the media from talking or for publishing, or what?
Exactly. You mean if there are stories that has to do with terrorism, it shouldn't be reported? That they should come out clear on taking off terrorists from their
is it causing phobia?
See,
in the land,
you should stop all this. These are not the issues. Don't address the symptoms. Address the issues. Face the problem. The media are doing their job. That is their job, to report whatever is happening. That is all what the media space is meant for. So your job, the job of the military or those confronting terrorism, is to do their job. You don't tell the media what to report and what not to report. If the incident has happened, it should be reported. It's another case if you are talking about sensational journalism, exaggerating things and all of that. Those are wrong issues within the media. But to ask media not to report what is happening in terms of terrorism or terrorist acts, for me, I don't understand, except they meant something else apart from what we are discussing.
Thank you so much, gentleman Mike. I really appreciate your contribution this morning. Mr. Femi, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Michael.
How are you doing, sir?
I'm fine, and say good morning to all our viewers across the globe. Thank you for always being there. For us. Thank you very much.
All right, did the EFCC actually abuse power in the detention of VDM? That's very dark one.
Honestly
He has
speaking,
regained freedom. Of course,
yes,
you know that.
yes. We can call
What,
it,
what would you call that act?
we can call it abuse of power to me, because the case they want to they may even want to establish against him is not financial crime related. So after calling it, abuse of power, we can say that the role they play is not, they are not in the line. I expect regular police to do this kind of a thing. So you will note that this thing is a witch hunting. Honestly speaking, up to this moment, they are still unable to establish a cogent case against him in the court of law. We don't know where the court will be. Court hearing will start. All the cases they have against him, there is none. They will be able to nail him. Although he has several court cases, but there was none. They are be able to nail him. You can charge me somebody that want to involve in activism. We not be able. We not be found once in the court of law. You will be visiting court often and often. You will be visiting court often and often. We know how many times fella went to prison. We know how many times Ganifawa Emi was picked. Beko, that is how they usually do in a country like this. So that he went to court is not, it's not something strange. But to come and carry him and put him in the cell for 5 days without charging him to court, without, give us what is the point of arresting VDM at this point? It's so the sign of how Nigeria government, how they usually do government magic. There's nothing they cannot do. This is kidnapping.
So you call it an act of abducting someone?
Yes, of course. Yes. The way they even,
so he wasn't arrested, he was kidnapped.
The way they even pick him, so that there's something much more than what is on ground. You want to arrest somebody for maybe a character libel or character defamation. So it should be, that's why you will bundle that person like you want to bundle. If you are able to bundle him like that, why can't? How do you want to bundle all the Fulani men that are killing people every day?
Is the institution truly capable of what VDM is accusing them of?
They are capable.
Corruption?
Yes, now it's not VDM that mentioned it first. We have read it, in the newspaper several times, how EFCC themselves accused the officer of stealing exhibits. When people that supposed to, they're supposed to be dealing with corrupt people, when they themselves, they are corrupt. And that's what, give everybody a dick, which VDM also part of Nigerians. They have right to come out and say, we expect that, you should maintain your uprightness. You are the one that we find once in that area, stealing exhibit, collecting bribe from the from suspect, and every Nigeria can give account to it. Several times we have seen where EFCC will jump into people's fence, jump inside, collect people's phone, search, all sorts of illegal thing. And the main purpose of establishing you are forsaking it. You are now chasing case that's not related to your area. It's very, very unfortunate.
I'm sure, very, very sure presidency will be listening and seeing what has been going on concerning that institution, EFCC. I'm sure the president is aware what is going on. What do you think should be done to sanitize that institution?
Nothing will be done, because they are tools in the hand of presidents. And the problem is that at a particular times, a government may divide against itself. This thing happened during Buhari regime. Government divided against itself. You will see that some people have the key of DSS, some people have the key of EFCC, and that was the beginning of the problem of Buhari's regime. So as you see that EFCC, some people have the key of EFCC and they are using it against perceived enemy. It's not just started though. Even from the beginning of EFCC, when Obasanjo was there, Obasanjo was using it sometimes to go against some perceived enemy, even not outside the party, within the party. It was the same EFCC Obasanjo used to find this guy from Bayelsa, Alamasia. Yeah, so when the dog of EFCC back at Alamasia, the guy has 3 sickness. hypertension, diabetes, all of them together until they finish his life. So many people like that Obasanjo unleashed EFCC on top of them. But unfortunately, that time, Obasanjo don't see opposition outside PDP. The same opposition is within the PDP, and he was dealing with them. So, to tell you that this Nigeria, the land is fertile for corruption, and everything you plant here may not grow, may not be prosper. That is the truth of the matter.
Mr. Olajide, we understand that Obasanjo created the Economics and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, and according to what Mr. Femi said a few minutes ago, he said the president, EFCC is a tool in the arms of the president, not just one president, even the ex-president, not just this president. And according to some politicians, when you cross carpet to the ruling party, your sins are forgiven. Now, the question I want to ask now is that who is really corrupting this institution? Is it the presidency itself that is corrupting the institution, or the institution itself is corrupt?
Actually, I'm saying good morning to everybody.
Because they are using it to go after oppositions.
Okay. Say good morning to all our viewers all over the world. This is Stan. I'm Mr. Olajide. Now, you see, both are corrupt. They are appointing power, they are appointing leadership, which is the presidency. And the institution that was being appointed to handle both are corrupt. Because the president enjoys the obedience of whoever is in that office. As far as the president in the office, is obedient to the instruction of Mr. President, that man will be enjoying the patronage, the loyalty of the president. And the man himself, he too, as long as those who are loyalists of Mr. President, those he knows that close associates of Mr. President, as far he knows that these are the eyes of Mr. President, will also be favoring them. So he himself, the man who is in the office of that institution, the leadership now, I'm talking about the leadership of that institution, himself will not be capable of doing the right thing. Of course, you may be seeing him fighting corruption. It will be one-sided. Institutions have been fighting one-sided corruption fight over these years because
this is not independent.
Yes, because the man who appointed him as president and as the chairman is the Mr. President. It's not an appointment that comes from the public. So the man will always be studying the body language of Mr. President. Where does Mr. President belong on this matter? The moment he senses where Mr. President belongs on that matter, that's where he's going to kill. That's the position, that's the side he will follow. And then he himself has interest to protect. They are human beings. Those whom they are investigating, the moment he begins to see their level of connection with the power that be, that he may jeopardize his own position, he will subpedal on the investigation so far. Then those ones you see that they are just empty. They have no connection, they have no influence, they have nobody that can speak for them. Those are the ones you will see the institution fighting tooth and nail. I must jail you, I must do this, that. So you don't see the institution on an independence note fighting corruption. Whoever is God, whether it's the president, whether it's the president, you won't see the institution fighting corruption on that level.
Okay, good morning. Okay, yesterday we saw what happened in the court between Nnamdi Kanu counsel and the witness. Audio clip was played, where Nnamdi Kanu was, kicking against the phone and defending his people. But we saw what happened yesterday. What do you think will happen today?
Any noise about them that they are fighting, within 1 or 2 days, it will step down, it will go down. Did you ever hear the FCC challenging Shomole? Oshomole. Hey! Does it mean Oshomole does not have any discrepancy in cupboard? Ganduje, what about Ganduje matter? What happened? What is the FCC's position on Ganduje matter up to now?
They went after Okowa.
Yes.
But now that Okowa was carpeted.
So
what will happen?
To answer your question, both the leadership,
The sins are forgiven too.
Mr. Mike, to answer your question clearly, the man appointing them, the institution himself and the leadership itself is correct because they are not independent, they are not fighting a real focused corruption fight. It's always a one-sided fight. against those who are opponents of the government of the day. And those who are their loyalists fight. They close their eyes, they don't see them, they don't fight. If you complain against them from that next year, they won't see any action taken about them.
Well, that is what.
Okay, yesterday we saw Nnamdi Kanu and his council, up against the legal team of the Nigeria government and at the same time the witness of the Nigeria government. And yesterday we saw an old viral audio clip of Nnamdi Kanu played, while defending the people of Biafra. And now the federal government have sued Nnamdi Kanu for violence, for inciting violence, for preaching secession from Nigeria. What is going to happen today in the court?
And all institutions, all of them, they link to Mr. President. He can fire, he can remove, he can in fact, he can fire, he can remove, he can do anything within all these institutions. Look at it. Because all of them are vulnerable. EFCC in the hand of Mr. President. Even judiciary, they are in the hand of Mr. President. They are all these things, they are products of corruption because they are vulnerable. The constitution don't empower them. They are not. Look at INEC. We have been crying that the power to appoint INEC chairman should not be in the hand of president. Up to this moment, we are unable to resolve it. We are able to resolve it. So Nigeria is, a gazette in the way that make it very easy. That make it very easy for any president to put the whole country into his pocket. Until we are able to look inward and revamp some things, this is how it will continue to be. There's nothing anybody can do about it. It's very, very unfortunate.
All right, let's quickly move on to Nnamdi Kanu's case. In his first trial, call it fresh trial, we had a good time. We had a good day, but this time around, it seems he would not be having. He's not having a good time with the testimonies of DSS against him. At some point in 2020, according to the report, Nnamdi Kanu made a live broadcast saying that if anybody could bring down or take down Wike, he will give the person 100 million naira. He also said, he cited, I don't want to use certain words. We need to be very careful when it comes to Nnamdi Kanu. You have so much supporters, and they wouldn't want to know what you're trying to say. According, the truth has to be told, but you just had to. So at some point, he ordered the burning down of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's property. Of course, at that point, Tinubu wasn't the president of the country. But don't you think it's another big problem for Nnamdi Kanu?
Mr. Mike, see, when it comes to a matter of redress of an action in the court of law, it is your evidence of the position against the evidence of the defendant that the court should look into and make honest pronouncements of who is guilty, who is at fault. If there are evidences from the side of prosecution against Nnamdi Kanu, and like one paper I read this morning, and it's been tendered, they will come for some defense to tender their own evidences too. But I'm telling you, if Nnamdi Kanu has made some infractions, and made some statement that can implicate him, and the prosecution have the evidences against him, like the paper said, court admits exhibits against Nnamdi Kanu. If there are exhibits, if there are evidences that can convict him, maybe he made it out of ignorance, maybe he made it out of, I don't want to know what must have made him to say so. If there are, and there are compelling evidences against him, I'm sorry to use that word, he may not come out innocent on that matter. If there are, I'm saying if there are, and
there is a video to that effect.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. If there are compelling evidences that you also, your team of lawyers will also go through it. When a person submits an evidence against an accused, the defense lawyer will also be made to go through the evidence, and before the court will admit it as exhibit. So if it has gone through the process of the defense team going through the same exhibit, and the court has admitted it as evidence. I don't know the number of evidence they have against him. It's not, but I'm telling you, it may not be the way we think about it, because court is all about evidence and exhibits. If the defense team were able to have evidences that override their own, that means they will go innocent. But if there are more on the side of prosecution against him, then you can, and then the court is not being tailored, it's not being pressurized to give judgment in a particular way, they may not go in his favor. I'm only praying that let the court be honest, let the judge be humane and be transparent and not act under the instruction of anybody. Let the whole world see that the evidences behind before me convict or exonerate you, pronounce you guilty or pronounce you innocent. Once the judge has done that, I think Kanu himself will be happy that justice is done for him. The only way for him is that he will now go on appeal against the judgment. I'm not saying usual will come out for him. So that let the process be transparent. But I'm telling you from your question that it seems he's not having it easy this time around.
Even, no, he won.
Now we are not being defeated. We are not being to see the reality. The reality is now coming on into play now. The evidences have been tendered against him, and the court has admitted it because his defense team must have gone through it before the court will admit it. So if it is so, that means there are more to this matter than we think. And so let's allow court to go through its process and come up with decision.
Now, would you call that statement an inciting one? 100 million bounty for anyone who can take down Wike.
There is no two other words for it more than incitement. But one thing is that it's a reaction.
A reaction.
A reaction.
Okay.
It's the man don't just wake up one day and he said, "Go and bring me the head of Wike." It's only Wike that is in Nigeria at that time. Go and check some of the things that they said Nnamdi Kanu said. It's a fact. I read it here that he mentioned Fulani, that Fulani want to conquer Nigeria. They are treating Nigeria as a conquest. That is a fact. For anybody to admit, it's here that he was mentioning Fulani yes-men. Is it not true? Are they not on our neck? Is Fulani yes-men not on our neck? Asking for the head of some Wike, what caused that one? It's a reaction. Do you know how many Igbo Wike deal with in River State that time? A dominant Obigbo community, killing them. It's a reaction. Let's face reality.
Was killing them
under his government now. Go out. It's a reaction. All these things, it will expose so many things. It's a reaction. Something will lead to something. So many things. Let me tell you that in this country we are not doing everything right in the way it's supposed to be done. Look at it now. When federal government is ready to prosecute Nnamdi Kanu the way it's supposed to be prosecuted, do you see the speedy hearing? Do you see that it is different now?
taking another dimension.
You see that one alone give me relief. A speedy, that is how to it is not politicized, no sentiment attached to it. And some of these things evidence that they brought against him in Nnamdi Kanu, they have used it before, and the court strike it out. It's here. They were asking the witness that, are you aware that some of these things that you are bringing out has been struck out by a particular court? So a case that has been struck out coming in again, I don't know what we can call it, if not political undertone, something political vendetta or with hunting. That is the problem.
All right, comment section. Let's see what is there. Nnamdi Kanu say MNK is innocent. No court in Nigeria is competent to try him. Nnamdi Kanu say in Netherlands.
I'm not a judge. I can't pronounce him innocent.
Okay, you can't pronounce him innocent.
I cannot pronounce him innocent because I'm not a judge. I'm not in position to say he's innocent. I've been once saying something always that there is no crime in agitating for self-rule.
Yes.
But in the process of agitation, be very careful. There is a very thin line in between. Go further with your agitation and or causing public, unrest.
Yes.
And I make one good example of a self-rule person like Professor Banji Akintoye, hardly you will charge Baba to court and you find something, because he has never said go and kill that person, go and Fulani. Even if he said that Fulani are killing us, it's a fact. Is Fulani herdsmen not killing us? That is the truth of the matter. So in between that trip, Nnamdi Kanu may not come out free, but not as expected this time around. Even if they will give him some jail times, not as some people will want. Do you know that some power from North have said that they regretted not killing Nnamdi Kanu? Yes! To tell you that they expected more and they will not be able to get it, because with all the this thing that they are tendering, the evidence that they are tendering there, even if they want to judge the man, even if they want to find the man guilty, these people, they will be disappointed, because what they will have wanted is to just cut Nnamdi Kanu's head, which they will not be able to see.
All right, on to the comment section again. Tanimola Joseph, that issue has been struck off by the Supreme Court. So why bringing it up?
I wonder.
That's why they call it a fresh trial.
Let them go ahead again.
All right, Big T Prince, come on, Mr. Femi, reaction to what? Why are you bringing Fulani issues to Kanu's issues?
Who is talking?
Drop this emotion.
Who is talking?
Big T.
Big T. I don't know the tea is drinking. Let me tell you, Fulani matter. There is no case in Nigeria we will not relate it to Fulani. No case. Okay, this one I just told you. Is it not Fulani that came out and told us that they regretted not killing Nnamdi Kanu in Kenya? Is Fulani not killing us in this country? That person should come and prove it to us. That Fulani don't have agenda of conquer this country. Am I the first one that say it? Go and listen to delivery to me. The former, NPDP, the man that led NPDP to APC, he told us how they open border for Fulani across Africa to come into this country. Anywhere you conquer is your land. Go to Benue now. Many land has been conquered by Fulani and occupied by Fulani. It should not. I don't like. They should not just provoke me this morning. Fulani can.
Udeze Chima, Igbo called for the heads of the Fulanis is walking free.
So Igbo, that Igbo that says walking free, since when have you seen Igbo in this country? Nnamdi Kanu too, before he came to Kenya, he was walking free now. Let Igbo come to this country and come and repeat all those things that he's doing. Do you think Tinubu respect anybody? Do you think that attack they made at Igbo's house, Tinubu will not know about it? If the man stayed that day, they will have killed him. Do you know what Igbo went through? Igbo was injured and he was tied down in Benin Republic, tied like a goat. Somebody that you have arrested, you put somebody in a cell, you still tie him. People will wonder, what is the meaning of this? Igbo is working as a free man. So ask that person, since when you have seen Igbo in this nation? Igbo came through window period to bury his mama. After that one, he ran away back. If he stay beyond that and he's still coming out to run his mouth, they will pick him. They will pick him. Igbo is not a free man. No. Who told Igbo is a... Since Igbo himself know that since he has done that thing, he will no longer be. Igbo himself cry now. He said, do you go and listen to video that Igbo used to lambast Obasanjo? That Baba Agbayani. It is people like you that are supposed to come out and fight for me. See, I'm not a free man now. I'm in a court place. Igbo is a son of soil. Original Omaleni Igbo. Igbo too will have liked to be in Nigeria. Enjoy. Don't you know? If you have money, Nigeria is the best place for you to live. That is the truth of the matter. Our people go there because Nigeria doesn't get it right. If Nigeria get it right, well, what is in that cold area? Do you think it's everybody that like to be inside the Koru?
All right, we are talking about Kanu's case today, not the Fulani issue. Mr. Femi, emotions cannot win a case in the court.
There is no way we will not mention Fulani, because under Fulani man, Buhari, the guy was kept almost 4 years and there was no speedy hearing. It tells us that there is much about it. It's not about just go to court. Look at what is happening now. You can see the change in the narrative. You can see now. See the speedy hearing. If to say this is how we have been having speedy, hearing, we will have finished the case. So it's either they jail in Nnamdi Kanu or they feel him, they free him, or if not kill, they won't kill him. He will have known his fate. Look at it now. Fulani man kept him there for a long time. Some of the evidence that they are tender now, federal government refused to tender it in the court. They hold it.
Even
And you say we should not mess up Fulani.
even Sunday Igboho's bank account was frozen. That was in
Yes, now.
Andrew Gujimi.
See, Sunday Igboho's account was frozen was still by these people that were in power then,
Yes.
which was a Buhari. And you know, Sunday Igboho, the real aim of government of Buhari was to actually eliminate him because
Yes, now.
they saw his agitation as a confrontation to the conquest agenda of the Fulani of all over parts of the country. So for him rising up, even leading an onslaught, an attack against Fulani interests that resulted to displacing them from where they have been long, where they have up to where they have conquered, is the biggest threat they see. That if they don't checkmate this man, stop him, Fulani agenda will be totally be will not have his way. And they succeeded in trying to arrest him, but the man escaped, even though they killed some people in his house. But they are unable to bring him back to Nigeria. Thank God for the Benin Republic, who said that look, the law of our country is that come and establish your case in our court of law in Nigeria. Why we should hand over this man to you? Don't just tell me, hey, it's your country, hand it over to me. You know, Chief of Army Staff then, Brazil was now the Brazil went to Benin Republic. The standby jet session thinking that they will hand over Igboho to him, but the president of Benin said no. Our system is that come bring your lawyer to come to our court, establish your case against the court, and because it says he's guilty of it, we will hand him over from the courtroom. But unfortunately for them, they couldn't do that. So for Igboho's account that was frozen, it's one of those attempts by the government of that time to cripple him finally, so that by the time they must have started killing him, his account will be frozen. Everything that belongs to him will be killed. It won't be existent of him, because if you kill him and the money is still intact, his family will still be benefit from his money. But when his account is frozen, nobody has access to his money. It's everything about who will die permanently. But thank God he failed. So it's all part of the agenda, conquest agenda of the people who feel they must have a nation of their own. Of course, they don't want to cohabit anybody. They want to conquer everybody, subdue you, displace you into a refugee camp, and then occupy your land. Like that's happened in Benue and Plateau now. Governor of Plateau said the Fulani that are killing people in my state, they are not Nigerian Fulani. I heard him in the news. He said they are flying from other African countries, meaning that whenever you capture, you conquer that state there. That's your place. Those who have been deployed to Yoruba land, any part of Yoruba land you conquer, that's your place. Those who are in the Igbo land, that's the agenda. Yes, anywhere you conquer, occupy there, so that at the end of the day, they will not have them all around the country that this is a Fulani nation. But thank God, they are afraid.
All right, before I let you go, let's quickly talk about that Very Dark Black Man.
Yes.
It's not released.
Okay.
But should people like Very Dark Black Man, social critics like him, be more careful of about what they say online?
Mr. Mike, VDM should go back to the history and learn the history of social critics right from Babata Isolani, Ganifa Emi. Many of them, everybody has a price to pay. When it comes to criticism of the government of the day, they will not like you to be saying things against them. You must have the advantage that there's a price you have to pay for it. Sometimes some people pay for their life. Yes. Baba Mandela in South Africa, 28 years in prison. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, they all have history of what it cost them to be a social critic. VDM should know that now. And then next time, you should be careful of not saying things that they can hold against him in the court of law to prosecute him. That's the sense, that's the wisdom you must be applying. Yes, you should not deviate from the criticism. Mr. Mike, this program we are offering our own criticism too. Are we abusing government? Are we? No. We are being constructive. So let him bring up constructive criticism to the government, not to be abusing, not to be playing to the gallery, not to be sentimental and being used. It should not to be used by anybody. It should not be a tool of anybody. But take a matter and analyze it critically. Bring the faults there to the government. Bring the solution there to the government. They will want to be listening to you. They'll be compelled to be listening to you. That man, what has that man said about this policy? They'll be interested in knowing because they know you are not biased, you are not sentimental. You are objectively addressing the matter. But when you are not becoming a tool, there's of people, they become an opponent, they will go for you. And they will hunt you down.
Mr. Femi, because government of this day need constructive criticism or a violent manner of approach?
No, well, the problem is that they need a constructive one, and it is both sides. They need both stick and carrots. Sometimes stick and carrot. Sometimes you have to be constructive. Sometimes you have to give them headlock, because when they refuse to hear what when we were young, when they are telling us something we don't want to hear, sometimes they just give you you have to listen to what I'm saying. Maybe you will have sense. As sometimes they need violence. Like, I don't like destroying property, but a constructive riot sometimes, not burning, is needed. Look at what we did during EndSARS. Now they know Nigeria was shaking, and that one brought the end to. In fact, it reduced police brutality. So sometimes we need stick and carrots for them. As we are constructive, there will be no problem if anybody want to sound hot also. But it's the person is just try to be, careful to maintain objectivity and balance, so that they will not see him as an opposition.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Femi. Mr. Lagide, I really appreciate your contribution as well. Mr. Vincent, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Mike. Good morning, Nigeria. Good morning, our ardent listener globally, all over the world. I say very good morning to you all.
All right, what does the release of VDM mean to you? Before that, let's want to greet the viewers.
Well, good morning. May the good Lord be with you people and protect you and strengthen you. Thank you.
All right, what does the release of VDM mean to you and the public, especially his fans? What does it mean to them?
To me, personally, is a way of saying that everything, when you give vent to justice, it emboldens the mind. I want to believe that the release of VDM is a sharing one, because I want to believe no amount of grandstanding on the part of this federal government that will silence the voice of the, reasonable voice of the masses. Because I want to believe that VDM release is an opener to some of those sordid dealings behind the curtains of some institutions in Nigeria. But he is a lone voice in this struggle, because other people have gone to sleep. Because it's just reawakening the consciousness of people that is your fundamental human right. Your fundamental human right cannot be infringed upon by anybody. And even if it does happen, you should be able to stand for your rights. I know that we are in a climate where intolerant or reasonable or clinical reasoning is not cheap. It's so complex here. And in as much as that, we are all stakeholders in this present struggle. Will continue to do the needful to see that that intolerance of the regime is brought, is nipped in the bud. That is what VDM symbolizes in this struggle.
Now, we saw the level of action taken by the Nigerian youth when he was arrested or kidnapped, some people called it then. And we saw the protests that were staged in Abuja and some parts of the country. Would you say pressure on this kind of issue actually works?
Because I believe federal government and our collaborators in this struggle might have checked all the indices of that case and see that they don't have a way out on it, because they knew what they were doing, that what they were doing is wrong. If you know somebody has crossed the line, as they claim that VDM has done, although right now they are now denying that they have not been alleged. How can you keep somebody for over 5 days in a custody and you are not bringing any charges against him? Does it show that we are living in a reasonable crime? Certainly not. Then VDM shows that it's just giving an awakening to some people that have gone to sleep over some of these atrocities that are not being mentioned in the public space. And I want to believe that what happens to VDM is an eye-opener that our institutional setup needs to be looked into and see that the wrongs are addressed.
We all know that their statements or comments are being monitored or supervised by the security agents, even government agencies. But should activists like VDM be careful of what they say online?
You see, for every struggle, there is always a price. We've known some people, some personalities all across the globe. They all pay they all pay prices at one point or the other. And if VDM, he's not being paid to do this. He just took it upon himself that how can this kind of orgy of grandstanding be going on and nobody is saying anything? I want to believe that he's only giving vent to the helpless. He's only giving vent to the weak, because that is what VDM stood for, and he's still standing for it. I want to believe that whatever he has to do, he should not just do that. If I continue, I will die. Even if you don't continue, you will die one day. Everybody has an appointed time in life, but the truth must be told. That is what I have always believed. The truth must be told, and even no matter how difficult it may be, truth will overtake all miles of lies one day, and that is what I stand for.
All right, what could be the possible implication of the evidence tendered against Nnamdi Kanu in the last hearing?
You see, all this orgy of going back and forth is becoming a circus to me. And it is only in a circus you see somebody turning and returning and tumbling. I want to believe that all these legal somersaults is even making our country, in the eyes of the world, that is a theater of the absurd. Even the evidences has been alleged that it's just been presented against him. Where were all those evidences before the now? You know, Mike, let me bring you back memory lane. You know that the Nnamdi Kanu's case was once tried and by a competent court of law, and he was being set free. Again, what is now happening to that judgment? What must you continue to be a judge? Let's say you and I are engaged in a kind of a scuffle, then you will still be the one that will jail me. Does it make any common sense? You can't be a judge in your own case. It is not allowed. In an ideal setting, you don't make. You should not be the one that will bob your head. Let the court. Everything has been already been. They have taken all the legal route pertaining to that case. Why is government still holding on to Nnamdi Kanu? And I want to also serve a reminder here. We are in the era of AI, artificial intelligence, and all those machine crafted space. And when you look, the statement credited to Nnamdi Kanu was really said by him, or was he an artificial intelligence? You know, in the social media, people will see you as a person. They will continue to put word into your mouth and see that you are the one that said that thing. Then we should be wary, because I don't want to dwell so much on Nnamdi Kanu case, because the case is already in court. It will amount to prejudice for me to say anything, because I will not want to dwell more on that. We are watching the case as it pans out.
All right, they've told the media not to report anything about terrorism on papers, that's their front pages. What advice would you give to journalists or reporters?
You see, they want to muzzle the fourth estate of the realm, and they cannot succeed. Because when you look somebody, because before the now, I've always seen Tinubu in the garb of a progressive. But now, the way I see him now is like a civilian person. Is civilian in nature, but is not acting in that line. He's been authoritarian, dictatorial, and is marks of hypocrisy. That what they told us back then, is not what we are seeing now. And it makes nonsense of the whole thing. Nigerians, we should be wise with our vote come 2027. We should also rise up. We are not accountable to them. They are accountable to us. Because for any semblance of good democracy ethos to be gotten in any clime, then the person at the race of governance should put on the garb of a servant leader, and that is what is expected all around the world, where progression is attained.
Is there any implication this is having on our country?
Yes, there are a lot of implications. Yes,
any implication?
yeah, a lot of countries, because we are now being turned to a banana republic, because the outside world they are watching us, because we are now in a global space now. If you muzzle the press, muzzle the media, then it means that the voice of the weak, the voice of the voiceless cannot be heard, which VDM symbolizes it's one of those things that the VDM is trying to of the voiceless to fight for. And when you look at all these things, it shows that Nigeria is a jungle where all manners of activities can be found, and it's not good for for people to thrive in, and it will also drive investors away. We are crying unemployment. We are crying of a social inequality in our fabric. When you cannot talk, somebody can just put you up for saying something that you know that is obviously it is not right. Because God is watching all of us. Because whatever we do, posterity will never forgive us.
All right, Benga George not supporting his mode of arrest, but there is no smoke without fire. VDM should tread carefully. The top echelons in Nigeria 8 people with VDM's cuts. Tinubu and his gang will clamp down on anybody that criticizes them. To them, criticism is an attack. All right, Nnamdi Kanu is telling people to keep sharing, and liking the program. All right, please do that. Share, like, and comment. Very important. Okay, God bless you, Mr. Vincent, for always standing on the truth. And we have someone going contrary to what Chima is saying there or has written there. Big T Prince. Wow. Can someone actually believe this, Mr. Vincent? He's saying this. Unbelievable. Talking to impress, and we want Nigeria to work. He said you are talking to impress. We want Nigeria to work.
I don't want
to impress anyone.
I am not talking to impress anyone.
Standing on the truth.
I am standing on the truth, because it's only truth that can set you free. But you might say that I am only talking to impress, but you are. I will say that you are entitled to your opinion, because I stand to be criticized if I'm going wrong. And anybody who is sensible enough and is not tolerant of criticism does not deserve to exist. If you give your criticism in a very much constructive way, I've always believed that the construction is calibrated on a verifiable arithmetic, and those who dare to outsmart it pays dearly for it.
All right, before I let you go, let's quickly talk about Labour Party, the political tussle, the party tussle. Crisis in the in Labour Party. Labour Party moves against Abure, sets up disciplinary panel as Abure's faction suspends OT, Kingigbe, others. Who is going to solve this crisis? And is this good for Peter Obi's ambition?
No, certainly no, because before the now, Peter Obi case, Peter Obi is a symbol. Even Peter Obi represents a symbol. Aside the Labour Party platform, and that symbol continue to follow him all about. Labour Party, sadly enough, they have allowed their walls to be cracked. That is why you have all these kind of divisions. Some of them have even soiled their hands in the same pot with corruptible personality and people. That is why we are seeing all these divisions coming to the fore. As for Peter Obi's case, it still remains a symbol, because Nigerians back in 2023, we all came out to vote Obi based on his antecedents, based on his charisma, based on his quality. It's not that people came out just on the divide of political affiliations or leanings. I think what he said, what he represented a kind of a change, and that change mantra continues to follow him all about. That's what we are seeing. Because I know if Peter Obi is really serious to veer come 2027, I don't think he will veer on the platform of Labour Party. Because Labour Party, as we speak now, is almost dead and dusted.
What advice would you give to Obi now?
Obi must surely,
because he seems to not having a good time with Labour Party.
I've always been a canvasser. I've always been an advocate for alignment and realignment. Those are the key words in political firmament. And when it comes to politics, you have to align. No man is an island. You can't do it alone. You have to take you have to dot all the I's and cross all the T's in politics for you to be able to achieve your purpose or your aim. And that is what political maneuvering, permutation is all about. I want to believe that Obi is a symbol. If he really want to give an accentuation to his struggle to become the president of this great nation, he needs other people to come on board of similar minds to come on board and do the needful.
I respect your opinion, Mr. Vincent, but the unity of Nigeria should work towards that, and the government should allow those who do not believe in the unity of Nigeria to go their separate ways. Big T, please.
Because I believe one thing in life: the more the merrier. And whenever you are doing things, you should always look back. That what I am doing, have a reflection. Does this government has this government ever reflected on policies? Certainly no. Because with all these things that is rearing to the fore now, if they have reflected or they have been working on whatever policy that gives to the public space, I think they would have made some amendments in part of those things that they know that they are not doing well. And that is my take.
All right, thank you so much,
very
Mr.
much,
Vincent.
sir,
I really
for
appreciate
having
your contribution this morning. All right, Benja, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Once again.
Yeah, thank God today is weekend. Middle of the week.
All right, court admits evidence against Nnamdi Kanu. We are looking at the implication of this on the IPOB leader.
Well, let me greet my best friend. There's a Chima. You know, it's a man who used to attack me in social media. So now what I say, those things that I'm saying, now I have seen it. Under Buhari regime, I tell you that bringing Nnamdi Kanu court and taking him in, I said Nigeria haven't started the case of Nnamdi Kanu. This is what I said for the beginning. Said Nigeria haven't started the case of Nnamdi Kanu. When time reach, they will start the case. But they are playing game on it under Muhammad Buhari. By that time, they will bring him to court. They will not ask him any question. They will take him back to the DSS. It's now been 2025. They started the case. So, if they find out for what is coming out, if it is true, it is for them to take him to court. I mean, to take him to jail or to prison to release him. But for me, when someone say that, yes, if you're a freedom fighter, you don't need to go on violence. And he said that he's not a violent person. But when you're using violence words, they'll use it against you. That is where it is. But meanwhile, Nnamdi Kanu, yes, in 2015, when he escaped out of where federal government of Nigeria want to kill him, he escaped.
And they invaded his house.
Yes, when he escaped. But for me, by that time he escaped, all those things that he's saying, you're not supposed to say it. You're supposed to homology down. And for him to come to Kenya, and you know what he said, and you know that it is in people that invite him. Look, Mr. Mike, let me just tell you the truth. As a freedom fighter, an Hausa man cannot kill Nnamdi Kanu. And Yoruba man cannot kill Nnamdi Kanu. It is in people we kill him. But he must use the wisdom. Follow them. Nnamdi Kanu is not the first. This is what they want to do. Chief Dr. Raphael was thinking. He found it, he monitored it, he see them, he gave them down. But Nnamdi Kanu come for the victim. But to say, yes, when they say that anybody who can kill former River State governor, Wike, we will give them 100 million naira. And by that it did not say they should destroy Tinubu property. It said federal government property in the east. And which are, as they say, which is the federal government property they will destroy. So this all those things we must be very careful. I know my leader. When Achukwu Denwa was the governor of Imo State, I know he killed the member of Master Bill, but I was one of them. When they're giving shoot aside, I am one of them. I was there, not that someone tell me. I took them. By that time, they carry mobile police, put on the street, on the road. What Chief Dr. Raphael was it can meet them say, I am the leader. Arrest me, leave my boys. He have arrested, say, these people, they lay ambush. They lay ambush. When I see them, he said all of us, we should go back to the camp. It is one man from River State encountered that talk. So everybody should come down. Federal government started to be killing people. I was one of them by that time. But the man haven't abused the governor of Imo State up to now. So when you are freedom fighter, you are not violent. You should follow the due process on it.
All right, I'm still coming back to you, Jack. Let's quickly move to Mr. Kunle. Still on the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The second hearing. Is it third? This is third hearing, right? Yeah. Third. Yeah. So, but the question I want to ask now is that looking at the evidence tendered against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, especially on this the assassination attempt, that pronouncement that he will give 100 million naira to anybody who can take down Nyesom Wike, the FCT minister and the former River State governor, also burning of properties of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Would you call this an extreme activism? Would you call this an act of terrorism or? Yeah,
it's all enough. It's an act of terrorism. It's an act of youthful exuberance.
That's too extreme.
Yeah, it's too extreme, right? Extremism. I can say that. Once agenda started turning to harassing. That's a terrorism. That you're ready to burn everywhere. You're even ready to burn the human being inside the apartment. I think about Nnamdi Kanu, and now I've been saying it, and I'll still have to repeat it. What Nnamdi Kanu is going through now, we have went under it. We've gone through it. We've gone through that during the military, not even the civilians then. The IBB saga with the Ebony magazine publications about how our money has been laundered in Paris, and and we deem it fit that okay, we have to follow it up. And what happened? We knew the trench we were going, that it's not going to be easy. After all, from there again, we went to the school agitations that the son of the poor they have been treated badly, while the son of the rich are just misbehaving all around. So we put an end to it, that enough is enough. There's none of these cases that concern me, but I just have to be my brother's keeper. And I can say wholeheartedly, Nnamdi Kanu went too far. If I were Nnamdi Kanu, I would have understudied the Gani, what's it called, the late Gani Fawayimi, the current Ezekome, the current Mike Ezekome, the current, what's it called, Falana of this world, and Ubani of this world. You say, you cannot fight government. I keep telling this people. And when you are fighting government, you have to be constructive. Some non-state actors that are pushing Nnamdi Kanu then, where are they today? It's only Nnamdi Kanu that is facing his case. And I can tell you what the route we went through then, it was under the military. And what saved our life was they did not give us military treatment. They gave us MOPO treatment. All because we want to fight for the right. And I witnessed the agitations of these lawyers that time. They always assemble at Judicial, where the labor office is. And you know what? If Nnamdi Kanu has been alive, there has been on ground, then he will have understood the way to go about agitation or rights activism. And I can tell you wholeheartedly, when Gani, Falana, Ezekome, and the Ubani, once they landed, what they see is Black Maria on the grounds already. Then they will give them the time, okay, so time to agitate, to come on board, And when their time is up, do you know what they'll do? They'll throw them into Black Maria. And Ghanaians is always ready to, prepare for them. That okay, my toothbrush, my everything I need in the prison is with me. So agitation is not something that you can embark on. You have to look at it before you start it. And he started it, but his own was too now. I mean, I don't know. Can I say you too exorbitant likewise? Because the idea of killing, get the head of Wike, all those things, it doesn't need that. And those are the things they are bringing on the table now, that for him to, so anybody that wants to start supporting him now, we should come up and start saying he is wrong. You don't threaten people that they should kill people. You don't do that. You don't do that.
All right, there are comments in the comment section as regards what you were saying this morning, but I'll be very, very selective in reading some of these comments.
Some are junk
this
so
morning.
You don't need to read that.
No, there are no junks there. I just want selective. Okay. I want to pick important ones.
Okay.
All right. All right, Kunle started again. Kunle has started again. All right, let's move to what Udezi Chima said here. Please, Kunle, if Nnamdi Kanu is killed today, will it make Nigeria an Eldorado?
Can I tell you
anything about Nigeria?
The best.
Will you tell anything about governance?
The best treatment is being given to Nnamdi Kanu. And
the best treatment is
he has to be treated. Yeah, he has to be taken care of. That's one thing.
Taken care of in what way?
In medical issues, I'm talking. When it's talking of killing, they cannot kill Nnamdi Kanu in that. But the trial will continue, and they will let him know the lacuna and the youthful exuberance and the childness of his actions. And people like Udeze is in what's it called? The country that he said he is, Italy. You should come in and support Nnamdi Kanu trial likewise, because they will throw. That's why I always say, if you live in a glass house, don't throw stone. If you live in a glass house, don't throw stone. So what I'm saying now is Nnamdi Kanu is standing alone with his trial now, and all the state actors that were rushing him, that were following him, where are they today? Where are they today? And the youthful exuberance that Nnamdi Kanu embark on likewise, it doesn't need it. It doesn't need it. And some people, I still know some people that are really enlightened and believe I thought they are educated, they will still keep supporting the wrong. And two wrongs don't make it right. Right?
If Kanu is at the end of the day guilty of all these allegations and all these trials, what do you think would happen?
No, the heaven will not fall. But what is going to be is the political problem now, and it's going to be political solution. They just want him to realize the atrocities that he has committed, and to be sober, right? And his lawyers know, Ejiofor know, and that was why Ejiofor was calming him down the other time, and he was, backing back at Ejiofor that shut up, sort of thing.
You said he committed atrocities, but to some people, he didn't commit anything. He's a saint.
Well, those people, I think they should.
To some, he's innocent.
They should wash their face well, so that they can see clearly. It's an atrocity. When you say they should start burning people's house, is that not hassling? You can burn anybody inside the house. You can do any other thing inside the house. I said the one we did. I mean, I don't want to start going through all these things. It's only my mate that we went to school together that they will understand with the youthful exuberance in us that time. But we fought it for a purpose. And what happened? It was our parents has to come together to say, okay, let them go, let them pardon them, but they have to use another extra 1 year. And once that one is getting to that level, that means that school doesn't want you again. And we knew the mistake we had to, because we did not supposed to go too far the way we went there.
I must be in Nigeria to show my own solidarity to Nnamdi Kanu. Every sensible person in Nigeria is with Kanu, because he's a man that saw tomorrow. Did he see tomorrow truly?
So he saw tomorrow when there was a classified information of Burn Lagos. Burn down the whole. When you burn down the whole Lagos, I might not go to the
specific about Lagos.
No. Is that the one you are still talking of the Wike?
What about other things he envisaged, other things he preempted? other things he talked about
yes, there are things
that are now happening.
there are
in the
things,
country.
you see, there are
They are
things.
visible now in the
Yes,
country.
yes. They said the minority we have a say, but the majority we have their way. You see, Nigerian government, I can tell
Don't
you.
forget he talked about insecurity in the country.
Yeah, the insecurity has
Brought
been there.
about awareness
You
about
see,
the Fulani agenda, all of that.
conquest agenda.
Uh-huh.
We all know that. But a madman that you want to treat is fuck up. Sorry to say, a madman that want to treat is abnormality. I mean, you don't expose all your action to him. We know we have some mad people within the conquest state called Nigeria, because Nigeria is a conquest state by the Fulani now, and for the Fulani, and I can tell you heartedly, it's wisdom you have to apply, not just force. Yeah, you know, and that's why they even say a word, a word that you make is more even thicker than bullets that you can, you know, embark on and start. I think
If Kanu is jailed today,
yeah.
Will they stop the
he
agitation?
he will not be jailed. They are just letting him know
Okay.
all the atrocity
Trying
he
to
has
teach him
committed.
lessons,
Teach him
right?
lessons.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, this is what so. Do you remember when you said so? At times the word of our mouth, we should be able to control it. People that love Nnamdi Kanu, they would supposed to be telling him the truth. But Nigeria, the way Nigeria is, there's a saying in the Yoruba land, say, "One man in my jolo, you know, as they did for Igboho too. And Igboho case, when somebody was saying, Obasanjo, we even wanted Igboho to be jailed. Obasanjo was even the solution provider when Igboho was castrated in the Benin Republic, and he did that through one Professor Falola. He did that through Professor Banji Akintoye. Professor Falola was a professor of history in Benin University, and Obasanjo went there when he saw that there's the chief of army staff, what's it called, an aircraft at the station to ferry Igboho back to, and Obasanjo stood his ground, and he went to see President of Benin Republic that this same boy that you are incarcerated now is your family, is your brother, because your lineage came from the Yoruba land. So please, if there is any solution, we can find to it. And you could see, a long run, the DSS could not even have any claim on Igboho. And when they said they should bring the file, the Igboho lawyer said they should bring the file out. The DSS guy, the what's it called, the DSS lawyer said he was about to embark on the bus in Abuja, and they stole the case file away from him. And that's why our security apparatus, you know, they are not well trained to be able to combat. And Nnamdi Kanu case shouldn't have been like that, because when they engage Nnamdi Kanu in his house, I mean, they ought not to have done that. They ought not to have done that, because Nnamdi Kanu was with crowd, and you came in there and you started shooting periodically. That is not the way you do things as a normal thing, a normal human.
All right, on to the next one. Comment section. King Henry. I personally don't think Nnamdi Kanu case should be made a topic to discuss. They must do the needful and release him immediately. Nigeria problem is much more than wasting resources on an innocent man. And we have David Okafor said Nnamdi Kanu did not commit any atrocities did not commit any crime. Only, please take note of that.
I disagree with that. I started with myself, right? As an example. So the people that are they're staying in the glass house and they still want to be throwing stone, for that guy to stay long in that place, call a madman is somebody's wife, and for you to be allowed to be free, to have your own freedom of your way. And we need to think. There's a thinking cap. We supposed
Lastly, before you go, VDM has been released. He has been granted bail. What advice would you give to him? He's an activist, a social critic.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to him? As per, speaking online about the ills of the society.
For somebody like me that has been into the trenches before, I think he has to be more constructive the way he wants to, apply his activism now. It's not just you jump on the floor and people are hailing you at the back and they put you into trouble and later you see them no more. That's Nigerians for you. The gullibility we have. Also, any story coming, they keen to it, but they will not look at the rudiment of the case, and they start, at long run, you are going to be the one that will use your head to carry the whole problem. It's what I've been into, it's what I've witnessed, and we were punished severely. So, any other to follow the step, be constructive. You cannot fight government. You can only engage government constructively. So that's always my message to them.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Yeah. Lastly, on Nnamdi Kanu, what do you think will happen at the end of the day with all this evidence tendered against him?
If the federal government gets more evidence on him, I think the only thing that I'll find out, they will not release him. Instead, he will go to detention. The court know what to do. I am not the one who tell him, say, do like this, do like this. If they find out he's guilty, if they find out it's not guilty, they release him. That's it that is there. I will not say they should jail him. Let the court decide. So if whatever they find out is okay for them, let them do the useful things.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Lucky. Let's quickly ask you before we go. We need to stop the program as soon as possible because of that sound.
The noise there.
You need to avoid copyright strike. Copyright strike. We need to avoid
good money, everybody.
How you doing, sir?
Fine, sir.
All right. Your take. You've been listening to us.
Okay, I listen to everybody. For me, Nnamdi Kanu should be released. And I don't see even what Wike is doing self. Everybody can even crucify Wike what he's doing. But you see a snake, somebody, a betrayer, whatever. Don't you know why? If I don't know, I cannot say Nnamdi Kanu make those statement. But what they are bringing during Obibo time, I remember how many people Wike order police talking, and there was noise. Wike say, I am not an Igbo. He killed so many Igbo. So, Nnamdi Kanu, you cannot, somebody was saying he should behave like Bella or behave like Jennifer or behave like all these their cases are quite different. And Nnamdi Kanu, if you see Mandela, you see Nnamdi Kanu. You know what I mean? So, you know what he's looking for. And if you know this government doesn't like criticism, they don't like opposition. If they are not demolish opposition, if you make any statement, that means you are opposition. So for me, Nnamdi Kanu should be released, let him go. And all these statements, matter to bail up, is a bail. It can be bail, can be coming from home. And what's the sort of keeping him? So is it the statement that make it keep for long? Because Buhari couldn't see what to prosecute him. Tinubu is dead, and now bringing Wike, bringing Tinubu, is going to burn. So many people have made this statement. In the north, Buhari make this statement that is going to burn down the whole Nigeria, nothing up. So for me, Nnamdi Kanu should be released.
But with the way this case is going on, do you think Kanu will get justice?
Supreme Court before I spoke at the case, I don't know.
Get a fair
I not even see
fair judgment. Sorry.
Yes, he's going to get it. They're just wasting their time, spending our money. Just say at the end they will say, go and see no more, or maybe they will give you 6 months and say, pay the pay. So for me, she release and let there be peace. And the man said, look, release me. I go to my southeast and make sure there is peace. I think that they should do that. If Buhari cannot prosecute Nnamdi Kanu, Tinubu should not go and do that. So that will come. It's a certain president. If Northern cannot prosecute him, I think for me, Tinubu should use his sense. If the people who arrested Nnamdi Kanu did not prosecute Nnamdi Kanu, if any Southern president should jail Nnamdi Kanu, they're going to have a problem. I would like Tinubu know that election is coming, that any mistake you make now, the southeast, south, you're not going to get any vote. No governor will come there and campaign. Nigeria is not happy with him, so he should just do that case, let the church take place. After all, Scott asked him to go before. I don't know what are they looking for. I don't see any court in Nigeria that's supposed to at least attend to him. That is it. My brother, I don't know be Lagos. Feed TM. You should understand that above blood, very hot, very hot. Yes, if the rest are not talking, the southwest, the north, to challenge this government, and it's coming out where Nigerians are supporting him. We are only looking for somebody to just start it. I will follow. But he has started it, and Nigeria rise up. I was thinking Nigeria still sleeping. All the human rights, but for me, thank God, they fought everybody, including the elite. Everybody said, "Look, what happened? A GTB, I don't know. He has a problem. His mother has a problem with GTB. At the end, they're not pushing it to federal court. They've been looking away because this guy,
unauthorized deduction of money.
yes, he has been helping people. You know, he has been helping people. He gave people million, 100,000. In fact, he went to Lagos when one of these guys went to preach. Started urinating there. He arrested that person. So we need that kind of person that can be challenge not only the. In fact, if any masses is doing wrong, he will challenge them, not only government. So we need people like that. That will come out. Everybody have gone to sleep. So for him to get up, I think I don't say anything with him. I did that my own. Insecurity in the country, we should address that. Many Northerners have made statement. I will kill you. The one Wike is doing, telling everybody, has anybody arrested him? So I think Nnamdi Kanu should be released. And Tinubu, please focus on your election and leave Nnamdi Kanu. I think that's my own. Or any chief you like. That is our Mandela in Nigeria that can speak. And even the court, you can see what you do in the court. I believe Tinubu should use his sense that why did you not get this guy? You see me? Please let the court take place.
Okay, you've been advised not to waste your time. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will win the 2027 election. This is Big T saying this. Do you know who Big T is?
I think I will send you a video. I don't know. I will send you a video. Those who supported Bola Tinubu, who was, I said the video, the platform, who was shouting on a Rufai. They were highlighting. But today, the man is singing another song. But don't worry, sir. My brother or sister, nobody know tomorrow. I'll use that language. Nobody know tomorrow. You don't know whether God will come down tomorrow and sing the whole world. You don't know whether water will take over everywhere tomorrow. You don't know whether people will sleep, not wake up tomorrow. You don't know. Until we get to 2027, you know who will win 2027. I think that's about it.
All right, thank you so much. Mr. Lawrence, please, I won't be able to take you because of the sound, that music, and it can cost us so much. You know, just need to go. Probably we'll be back after they leave this place. All right, so sorry about that. Oyeze, you can say hi to the viewers, but we need to stop the program now because of that sound.
Good day. Thank you. God bless you for staying with us. Just briefly, let me just speak about what is actually going to happen and what has been happening in court. Most of the reports that we are hearing about what transpired in court yesterday over incitement by Nnamdi Kanu, according to the DSS witness, that is not actually what happened. The IPOB, the family, and of course, Nnamdi Kanu's personal counsel has come out to make it very clearly, that there's a kind of misrepresentation of what happened transpired in court by some section of the media, and therefore there's this outcry for public hearing of Nnamdi Kanu's trial, so that people can be able to have first-hand information on what is happening right there in Abuja. And secondly, as I'm talking to you now, in any moment from now, he'll be appearing in the court. But there's a signal we are getting. Well, it's not predictable. We know the source where the trial judge, the presiding judge, talking about James Omotosho is coming from. We know the source is coming from. And Nnamdi Kanu team should be careful at this point in time, because this Nigerian system is not predictable.
Not predictable. All right, thank you so much. VDM is out.
VDM is out, yeah. VDM.
And what advice do you give to him?
No, Aluta continua. Yes, thank God for Deji. Deji was able to intervene. Adeyanju was able to intervene, came, and everything was sorted out. He never committed any offense. But what we are saying at this point in time, rather, he was happy that the kind of solidarity that was extended to him. And we're also praying that we could not to see more of people like VDM trying to call the government attention to the plight of Nigeria.
And there's no point coming back again. You've heard your views, so we just need to end the program. Thank you so much. Oh yes. All right, viewers all over the world, we appreciate your contribution today on the program. And it was in the comment section. We say thank you so much for commenting. We appreciate all of you. All of you. I won't be able to mention names this morning. We'll see tomorrow. That's Friday. TGIF. We'll see tomorrow. All right, big ups, King Gary to Big T. Thank you. Udeze Chima, Long, that done. We appreciate you, David Okafor, Adejoye Longet, Andrew Gunjimi, Lady G, Gladys Oyab, Morebe Binogba, Alimot, Johnny VDM has to add some maturity in speaking, like talking about our big man in authority. VDM is doing good job. Okay, thank you so much, Alima. All right, Emmanuel and others. Nnamdi Kanu, Urubo Boy, and the likes. We appreciate you. Taiwo, Lawal, all the way from UK. We appreciate all of you. All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. Bye.